Welcome back to the Jupiter podcast. Happy Friday. I am your host, Tom Franklin, and today we have him back, guys. We have the amazing, the wonderful, good friend of mine, great researcher, experiencer in East Tennessee, Mr. Harley Owens from Bigfoot Data and Reports. I always say reports and data reports. It's one of those two iterations of the two. Friend and reminder, the live shows will be moved from Wednesday to this time on Fridays in the future, but I think I will be having shows until mid-February, so you guys still catch me on Wednesday as well as we do the transition. The regular show will be moved from Friday to Tuesday at 3:30 Central Time. So if you keep coming, tongue's tied. My tongue is tied. If you keep yourself coming back to the show, please do me a favor. Subscribe to the channel, comment, hit the notification button. Also, you can find me over on Rumble. I'm doing a nice thing on Rumble in case YouTube gets a hair up its butt and decides it wants to kick me off of here. Then I have a little backup over there. If you guys want to download all the episodes, it's on every podcast app except for Apple. I still haven't gotten to it yet. I am a very, very busy man. If you guys want to get yourself some merch, boom, I got yourself merch. The link is in the description below. And you can also find all my social media down there as well. If you want to come become a member on the on YouTube, you can get yourself some content early, and you can go over and check it out. Get yourself a little personalized screen and all that good stuff. Rumble and Fumble, and it's been 4 days in a row for me podcasting. I'm a little tired today, but it don't matter because I got a good friend, Harley Owens. How's it going, dude? You got your microphone turned off. Your microphone is turned off.
Is that better?
There you go.
Is that better?
All right.
Okay.
Go ahead again, bud.
I'm doing extremely well. Glad to be here tonight.
Yes, that's better.
So it's time to stay warm. We've had a cold spell here these past few weeks. So today was the first time we've been over 30 degrees. So it's like 30, 34, I think.
Oh.
But it's been cold, very, very cold.
What is it? You mean as a daytime high?
Well, I mean, right now, yeah. I mean, normally it's like in the 40s or 50s, but right now from this cold front that's come through, it's been really cold. Like yesterday it was 7 degrees in the morning. Like it's been really cold. Like I'm too skinny. I'm not made for this type of weather. I'm not.
I'm not made for the hot weather. It's been colder down here, and we're having daytime highs of like 74, which is like cold for here.
Must be nice.
So, yeah, it won't be nice. I'll contact you in April when it's 110, and you'll be chilling out with your 80-degree weather, and you'll be laughing at me.
Yeah. You can keep that. Yeah, you can keep that.
Yeah, you can keep that. Yeah, dude. Do me a favor for those who are uninitiated and do not know who the hell you are by now. Please tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what it is that you do, and promote your stuff, buddy.
Yeah, if you don't know me, my name is Harley Owens. I am a Bigfoot field researcher and investigator from East Tennessee. Well, I mean, not really just Bigfoot. The other things kind of just showed up, and I started looking into them as well. I came into this a skeptic, non-believer, until I seen my first Bigfoot in 2020. I got a photograph of it, got photos and videos of the tracks, and I captured 3 different vocalizations of these creatures communicating. Now, that shattered my worldview. I stopped hunting and fishing for 3 years, and this Thanksgiving of 2023, I decided that I was going to make a difference for myself and get back into the outdoors. And I went out and overcame what I thought was a fear of the Sasquatch, forest people, sage, whatever you want to call them. And I've went down the rabbit hole, and I'm out there just about, well, not this year I haven't been because I've had too much going on, but from December 7th of 2023 to December of 2024, I was out there just about 5-6 days a week. extensive boots on the ground, hiking miles and miles and miles off trail through all weathers, rain, snow, sleet, hot, cold. It didn't matter what the situation was. It has been a wild time. So I've made a lot of
I'm just waving
discoveries.
hi to my mom. My mom's here.
Oh, hello, Tom's mom. Hello.
Just waving hi to my mom. My mom, her name is Rose. Hello, Mrs. Rose Franklin.
Hello,
it's just
Rose.
that when she's on Facebook and not YouTube that I can't like type to her because she won't see it. So hi. Yeah, I remember when you started going back out, dude. You got like you just got I guess I don't want to say it. You got kind of obsessed by it, dude. You were like, man, I feel it now. You went hunting, and then you just started going back out there. And I remember we like talked on the phone. You're like, dude, I don't even want to go to work anymore. I was like, that's not going to work, dude. You're going to have to go to work too. Okay, when I get off work, I'll go back out. I was like, we'll do that then. And you've been killing it. You've been out there with my buddy George Lunsford.
Tim Dills and Robert.
Best wishes to. And best wishes to Robert Effler. I hope he's doing better. I think he is. I did contact him privately.
He's home.
He said he's doing better. He just recently had a heart attack. So our best wishes and prayers and love and hope and all that good stuff go out to you, buddy, if you're ever watching this. Hi there, guys. Hey, Magical Journey is also over on Facebook. What are you doing on Facebook over there, Magical?
Oh.
So what's the name of your Facebook group? What's the name of your YouTube channel so people can kind of go ahead and find it as what it is that you do?
You can find me on just about any platform, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Bigfoot reports and data. It's all under the same thing, essentially. But I'm on X too. But like the usernames are all a little different. But if you look up Harley Owens and like if you see like Bigfoot reports and data, that's usually the best way to find me. I'm still working on a lot of new developmental things for like the future and things like that. So I've done a lot, and people appreciate me for what I do, and the biggest thing for me is raising awareness, because there's a lot of people out there that really don't understand the true nature, state of being, or whatever these beings, entities, creatures you want to call them, because there's the unintended consequences of going out and looking for these things.
Okay, and which would be?
From what I stand to believe, and what they are. So,
I was talking to a friend. I think he's a friend of ours that I didn't know that was a friend of ours. I was talking to Squatch and Holler. What is his
Roger.
name?
Roger
something Williams. Roger Williams. I finally met him last night. I had him on the podcast. Like, that dude is awesome. Please do me a favor.
Roger's
go over to Squatch and Holler. He's a fucking killer dude. I got to talk with that guy, and me and him, it was like perfect. I was like, we're gonna be friends. He's just the nicest guy. He was saying that you were on his show and that he got bumped off of YouTube because what you were talking about with me, I didn't get bumped off. He got bumped off because he must have did something else. So I don't know what he did over there, but so he mentioned you last night, and I was like, I'm going to Harley on tomorrow. And I'm going to be going to a Disney themed birthday party tomorrow, and I will be dressing up as Indiana Jones, which fits very well with your background.
Yeah, well, I kind of use that's supposed to be me. But it turned out a lot better looking than what I actually am. So this is me. And then, hey, Tom, listen, this is me, and then this is the guy that she tells you not to worry about.
Yeah. You look like I can't think of the dude. He was on a movie with Adam Sandler. It was like Grown Ups 2, the teacher. It kind of looks like that. When he was at the Halloween party, dressed up like Indiana Jones, and like it's he was also on another show. I can't remember the name of it. I don't know the guy's name, but yeah. So you're back on. You've had this encounter with you. You went out. I remember because that was a cool time when I first started the podcast. You helped me out immensely, and George and
And
I
Robert.
can't think of all the guys' names. Robert, and who's the other guy
Tim
too?
Dills.
The guy who doesn't hear so well.
Tim
Dills.
Tim Dills.
Yeah, big old Tim. Yeah, and then you were like, okay, I had an encounter, and I was out there with these guys, and I was like, okay, I know George. Okay, I'm going to, don't tell me anymore. Don't tell them I'm contacting them, and I contacted each one of them separately, and then a podcast with each one of them separate about that encounter, and it all matched up, dude. And I was like, this is incredible. And yeah, and then you came back on, and you said I had my first, and you sent me the picture of the dog man, which was crazy.
Oh yeah. And you know, we just the 21st of December we went out. It was me, George, and Robert again. Me and Robert seen it this time, not George. So the 21st, me and Robert and George, we went back out to this area that I've been in for over a year now. And, you know, we're out there hiking along, and, you know, we put up this tape. We had some black duct tape, and we wrapped it around one tree, and we walked it over to this other tree, and we wrapped it around and broke it off. So we had just this string of tape hanging across this trail that they use. And we're walking up the hill.
Okay.
I'm in front, Robert's behind me, and George is behind Robert. So I turned around and I looked, and I said, did one of y'all touch that tape? And they were like, no. And that tape was just moving back and forth. And I was like, well, that's weird, because there's no wind or anything like that. And I was the one that actually put the tape up, and I'm taller than they are, so they could walk right underneath of it. And that was really weird. So we're walking along the trail down through there. I'm still up front, Robert's in the middle, and George is behind me. So we're walking along, and I'm starting to pull away from them. You know, I'm a little younger than they are, and I was moving away from them. And as I'm going along, I heard something over to my left, so I stopped. And all of a sudden, I'm just standing there looking, and Robert said, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa!" You know how Robert is, and he went, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa!" And I was like, "Oh, what is it?" So I turned around and I went back, and I'm just
Yes.
standing there, and I'm standing there, and I'm like, "Well, what was it? What'd you see?" He said, "I just seen it walk across the trail in front of you." I said, "Well, what was it?" He said, "It looked like a Bigfoot." And I was like, "Well, okay, let's go." And George is like, "Well, I didn't see it." And so we were going up through there to where it crossed the trail in front of us. And I'm standing there looking, and you can see where it went over the bank because the leaves were kicked up. And I was trying to look down in that direction because we were up on the main trail. It drops off, and then it flattens off down the bottom. And I'm trying to look down into the bottom of that flat and see if it's down there moving around. And I start moving around that way a little bit closer, and I stayed up on the main trail. And then I seen it start to move from behind a tree. And it walks, it kind of goes at an angle over to the right. And there's a fallen tree that had a big old root ball still on it with the dirt and stuff. And it walked right past that root ball on the other side, from the far side, and its head was above the root ball. So that was the last. I got a last little glimpse of it before it walked off into the laurels. It was maybe 5-6 seconds. So I get back up there with Robert and George, and I'm talking to him. I was like, we need to figure out how tall this thing was. And Robert was the one that initially seen it when it crossed the trail. And I said, where was his head at? So I pulled out my tape measure, and I stepped on the tape measure, and I pushed it up to where its head was at. The laurel bush was 8.5 foot. This thing was a little over 9.5 feet tall, at least. It was huge. So me and Robert seen it when it crossed the trail, and then I seen it when it was over down in the bottom. So that's the second time. Well, the first time it was with George when we seen Alfalfa.
Okay. How tall do you think it was? How tall do you think this one was?
I think it was easily over 9 foot, because that laurel bush that it walked past was 8.5 foot.
Wow.
So that's a big one.
It's amazing how big these things are, man, because people keep telling me I think it was Tim. Tim's here. Hi, Tim from Ohio Bigfoot Researchers. Tim said it looks like a piece of plywood walking through the forest. That's the way he described it. Or was it Tim? Somebody told me that.
Robert.
Someone told me that. Was it Robert? Because I've had other people describe it that way too. I also had on Darren Franks, and he was telling me he's a drywall dude, and he was like, "Yeah, 4x8 piece of drywall." It's like, okay, everyone is a different kind of builder here. We just, okay, 4x8.
Yeah.
Did it have screws in it, Robert? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so crazy how big these things are. I was like I said, I was talking to our buddy from Scratcher Holler there, and he was talking about he's seen one. I think he said it was like a 19-inch footprint in out there in the LBL, and I was like, dude, people don't understand how. Hey, James Hood is here. What's up, James?
Mm-hmm.
People do not understand how big
Mm-hmm.
these things are and
No,
how good they are at hiding, dude. Like
that's what
the
I'm
one that
saying.
the
Yeah.
one that really got me that always like, yeah, when you people ask me about talk to me about their experiences, I had on Poncho the other day, and he was talking about how big it was. And the one that always gets me that I tell people about is the way George described it as being like a shadow. Like, could you go
Yeah.
into that a
Yeah.
little bit? Why does it sometimes look like a shadow?
So they know their environment more than what you know it. I've been out there a little over a year now, and that is their home. That is where they grew up, and they've raised their young and so forth. So they know where they can be at and not be seen. But I've learned from my hunting experiences, I use that as a big tactic when I'm out there. So whenever I was with George, when we had the encounter with Alfalfa, we're walking around, and I'm kind of looking out of my peripheral, and I ended up seeing him move, and he went behind the tree, and I told George, I was like, there he is. He just went behind the tree, and he was like, that's a shadow. And I was like, no, it's a Bigfoot. I
How
seen it move.
how
And,
far
and
away
I
was it when how far away was this particular one?
he was about 25, 30 yards away from us. But when I went towards him, I closed the gap, because George stayed back and I closed the gap to prove to him that it was one. And, I didn't walk 10, 15 feet and I stepped on a branch. It sounded like a shotgun going off. And Alfalfa reached up and grabbed a hold of the tree to brace himself. And he leaned to look for me because he couldn't see me. So, and then next thing I know, I heard George say, oh shit. And the next thing I know, George is running past me and the Bigfoot's taking off.
I love to see George running full speed.
Yeah, it's George. He flew by me, and I was just standing there like, well, I guess we're chasing this darn thing.
Yeah, yeah, and then I think it was Robert was down at his truck, or it was the other guy, and he said there's a whole ruckus come down the hill. I'm just kind of like covering some of
It
the
was
things.
it was
The first
Robert.
time you
Yeah,
contacted me, was I one of the first? Was I one of the first people you contacted? Like when you started wanting to talk about it, was I one of the first ones?
like no, I can't. I started talking to a lot more people, and when I like y'all were, it was when the Lost Frequency still thing. I talked to you, both you and I, and I can't. I can't even keep up with it anymore, honestly, Tom. I know that I started. I've been keeping you
Yeah,
up to date
yes.
with a lot of stuff. And but
Oh, I know
George,
that. I do. I'm having a hard
George,
time
and
remembering.
I was trying to think. I know George and Robert were the first people that I'd ever taken into that area. And there's I've taken another person out in June. We seen three. We seen two black ones and a red one. Um, and he had never seen one. That's his name's Grayson Schuler. And he's a truck driver. He's on disability, so he's real interested in the Sasquatch phenomenon. So I took him out there, and I didn't expect to see anything, but we did. But the whole reason that I brought him out there, was just to get to know more people, because I love taking people out, and just getting to meet them, and just kind of just explain to them everything that's going on.
How far? When you're going into these places, how far are you going in off the trails? I mean, are you going in like a
Oh
couple
man.
miles? How far are you going in?
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm going like at least 5, 10 miles off trail, off the main trails. Yeah. I've got secluded
What do you have, a
areas.
compass?
I've got I've
Do you have a
I've got
compass? How
little
do
trail
you?
markers. I've
Are
got
you
little trail markers. I mark the trails, and I have this big old
okay.
machete right here that I clear my trails out with. So I clear out about a 4.5, 5 foot wide trail for me to just access through there. Sometimes they'll block it off. Sometimes they'll throw a tree over
That's
or
a baby
something.
machete, dude. That's a baby.
Well, yeah. Hey, I
I
tell you
got one.
what.
I got one.
Hey,
I got one that's I
hey,
got one from Colombia. I got one from
hey,
Colombia, dude. Like
dude,
it's it's
this
half my size.
so this I think this machete is like 27 inches, I think. But I
Hmm.
found a foot.
That's a good
I
size
found a
one.
I found a footprint, and I laid this next to the footprint. The footprint is as big as this. I know
You-
it was like it was like 26 and a half, 27 inches long, 12 inches across at the toes, and 9 3/4 at the heel. And I've got pictures of it and everything. Like I couldn't even cast it. But here's the kicker: this track was right in front of my trail camera. My trail camera has 16 videos, but every time I plug my SD card into my computer, it doesn't show that there's any videos on file. Yet on my trail camera, it shows that there's 16 videos.
Maybe you could take it to somebody and see if they can like go like some kind of some kind of nerd,
Yeah,
some kind of
I'm
Apple
not,
Store guy.
but and that's the weirdest thing, because like it's insane.
Okay, we
So
got two
there's a
questions coming in. The fire nugget. James R. Hood wrote, "Have you ever, or has anyone that on here ever seen a baby Bigfoot? Have you seen a
um
child?"
I'm I'm glad that he brought that up. So uh, it was in July. I was out in a new area. It's a couple miles down the highway from where I originally researched. I've only been into this place 3 times now. The first time I was ever in this place, I could tell the energy was just really, really bad in this place. So I was in that area. I'm walking around and I see what appears to be but a smaller one. I don't know if you would call it a baby or not, a little teenager one or whatever. It was real tiny, and it was crouched down in behind a log, and he had his head sitting on a log and was looking at me. And not too long after that, um, the big one started going crazy, and I was just like, well, you know what? I got to get out of here. So I got out of there, and the next day I ended up getting put in the hospital, and I was in the hospital for 5 days. I don't know if you remember me being in the
Wow.
hospital. That
I remember, but I don't remember what for.
Yeah, yeah, I don't really talk about it. But that was how that happened. The doctors never told me what was wrong or anything. They said they were going to let me know, and they never did tell me anything.
Maybe you
I think it was infrasound.
would you do you think that maybe you got like some interest? You got zapped? Zapped? Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Okay.
Um,
I was talking to Tim Gayhart's wife Renee, and she said when she got zapped by the dogman in Salt Fork, that's another place that maybe you want to take a time to go to one time. Salt Fork seems to be insanely hot. I didn't know anything about it. And Rob, excuse me, I keep saying Robert, but Tim was surrounded by 4 dogmen. And there was another time where his wife was there. I was talking to her recently. You guys get to hear the episode coming up here soon. And she seen the glowing eyes on the ridge next to this cave. And then she was sick for 3 weeks, dude. 3 weeks.
yeah, that time right there was definitely the worst that I had been affected by it. Because normally when they zap me, it's not that bad. I'll have a little lingering headache. I'll have some nausea and stuff like that. But that time it was really bad. But so there's a guy that I always run into in my research area. His name's Mike, and he's always walking his pit bull named Deucey.
Shout out to Mike.
And yeah, and he told me, this was a little bit before Christmas. He told me that he was walking up the trail, and he said he seen something further up in front of him. And he said it was down on all fours, and he thought that it was a bear cub. Well, Deucey goes to start chasing it. And he said the next thing he knows, this thing goes to stand up on two legs, and it runs off. And I was like, well, what do you think it was? He said, I definitely think that it was a baby Bigfoot. He said, because that was not a bear. He said, just the way it moved, he said, that was not a bear. He said, it got up from the all fours, and it stood on 2 feet, and it just ran away. And I said, how big was it? He said it was at least 2.5, 3 foot tall.
And you do all your research area. I know you're somewhere in Eastern Tennessee. That's where you're basically at. You have your areas. I'm not going to give them away. Of course, I don't even know myself, which is perfect. Then I can't tell stories about shit I don't know. I just know Eastern Tennessee because someone asked, where did you get the sighting? Tim also wrote he said he wrote the second Bigfoot I've seen was a small 31.5 foot tall. I'm sure it means 3.5 foot tall. A small 31.5 foot tall. That's a telephone. That's a telephone pole out there walking around.
That's a Nephilim. That's a Nephilim.
I think he meant 3, but okay, fair enough. 3. So you come back on. You come back on. We didn't got it. I had my computer's too slow to put up any pictures. Maybe later I'll link
Hey, I can do that fancy stuff.
In the page
I can do that fancy stuff now.
You can do it, and I can allow it.
Yeah.
Oh, right. That sounds cool.
Yeah.
Show me some of your stuff, dude.
Yeah, check this out. Check that out. If you look real close.
Check out that picture, guys. Look at that. Huh? That is an Uncle Fester, guys. That shit is so scary. When I seen that, I showed it to people who work here in Mexico, and they say, "Oh, ay Dios mío."
What's that mean?
Oh my God, ay Dios mío. And I go, yeah. And they go, what do you do? I was like, ay Dios mío is, oh my God. And I go, yeah. They go, what are you into? And I'm like, I run a podcast where I talk to people who do Bigfoot research and other things, and they get into it. They ask me like stories, and I tell them like some of the stuff, and that's a crazy picture. Like that is not, what was that thing that people, when they see faces and everything? There's a scientific pareidolia. That's not pareidolia, dude. Look at that. That is scary as hell, dude. That was like that was.
You can see the cheekbone right here in this area. You can see the nose, the big rounded nose. You can see his eyes. You can even see his hairline, dude, and his shoulder, his partial shoulder.
Yeah. People are freaking out over here in the chat. Brooks saying they're so creepy, and Pam saying, "Oh my gosh." And then look, we got Tim giving you some props. Tim from Ohio Bigfoot Researchers. Please go over and check out his YouTube. Go over and check out his Facebook. He's an awesome guy, and he's like, good catch, dude.
I got to show you my other dog, man. I don't think I've showed you this one.
I've seen the one, which also made me change my underwear.
The other one.
Okay.
This came from over at Tim's research area in North Carolina. So check this one out.
This is Tim Dill's area, guys. Tim Dill's.
Yeah. I gotta edit it. Hang on. I gotta push it down. Hang on a second. Let me fix it.
No worries. We'll get there. Push it on down there. Oh my God.
Hang on. I gotta fix it. Let's see. There we go. Right there. You can see his ears sticking up, dude.
Yeah.
What about that? It was stalking me, George, Robert, and Tim.
And this is in North Carolina.
Yep. Nantahala National Forest.
What the hell are these things? Some people say they're demons. Do you think a dogman is a demon? What do you think a dogman is?
I think they're hellhounds.
Now I've had someone who tells me what hellhounds are. They're like a lower base demon, and they bite children in this woman's house. I can't think of her name. I think it was Lisa Monette. She was on with me, and she was going to buy a house. Well, she actually ended up buying it without knowing it. Is that a dog? Yes, Pamela, that's a dog, man. Look at it. You can see it's behind something. It looks like was it behind a stump there?
Yeah, I believe it was a stump. Yes, but you know, you can definitely see those German Shepherd like ears. You know, and if you pay close attention to like right here in this area, that's its muzzle. You know, that's the end of its muzzle right there.
Looks like he's taking a family portrait.
He was
posing. Could you do me a favor and show the other one? Because I prefer the other one when you were turkey hunting. If you got that one,
I got that.
That one is.
Yeah, hold on.
This one, guys, maybe you can tell the story about it first. Okay, if he was was walking with, I think, your father-in-law. They were turkey hunting. They were coming out of the woods. He heard it, and his father-in-law didn't hear it. It's your stepdaughter's dad. Excuse me.
Yeah,
and he was like, I think something's following us, and Harley goes, yeah, it's been following us for 20 minutes, and then Harley turned around real quick and took 3 shots, and this is what he caught, guys. Check this out.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull it up.
Because Harley shows this one he didn't show me yet. I guess is a new one. You there?
Yeah, that's it. I'm trying to pull it up. Hang on,
just all right. Bigfoots are no worries. Okay, we'll talk to just don't worry about that. We got to try. We got the new hello, Lee Jennifer Corlu Aries. You're new to the channel. Please, I hope you enjoy the content. There's many other things over there you can look at. She writes, Bigfoots are giant spider hybrids and absorb DNA of what they eat and pass it to offspring, creating dogmen, mothmen, frogmen, and I don't know that one, etc. Oh, etc. Okay. I don't think I've heard that before. That's a new one. You're gonna do you have any knowledge of this? Maybe you can. It's a thought that you've heard before. I haven't heard that one yet.
Hang on a second. Let me try and pull it.
No, that's no big deal. We got. Excuse me, I made a mistake. We have Brooks here from New Mexico. Welcome, Brooks. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the channel. I haven't seen you here before. After the forest fire here in New Mexico, they moved into town here. During a downpour, I heard them tree knocking, and I was sent a story of them being in the dumpsters here. That's fascinating. In town. Yeah, a lot of times when people go out to these research areas, they follow them home. You'll see. I have a Renee coming up. I can't in a couple weeks, and they were like right at her house, and she's never had it before. So it's a very weird thing. So Holly's still going through his phone over there, trying to. He'll find. There it is. Now look at that one, guys. You see it?
Yeah,
I don't think you can see my cursor, but the upper right hand corner.
Yeah, no, this is it right here because I edited it, and I done a little circle here to show this is like, well, hang on, this is the original right here, but this is the same image but just contrast turned up and all that stuff. This it was stalking me.
Here behind him. Look at that.
So for a little context, if you look here, there's a tree right there. It was falling over, and there's a creek bed right there. Me and Hunter had to pull ourselves up out of the creek bed from this tree. So to give a little context, as most of y'all know, I'm 6'6". I'm not little, I'm pretty tall. So I had to reach up and grab a hold of that tree to pull ourselves up. And this thing is standing in that creek bed. So it's easily 9 foot tall, at least I would imagine, if not bigger. But it's staying so well hidden, and they're the masters of hunting, man. I don't care what anybody says. It's definitely one of my favorite captures. I've captured some good images of Bigfoot, but this is definitely my best capture of a dog, man.
It's my first favorite, dude, is the first one you ever took. It's my favorite. It's like for a capture, I mean, and then it'd have to be this one, and then the one you showed earlier with the dark eyes and the cheekbones. Like I had MK Davis on, and he was showing me one called the Fence Climber. Have you ever seen the fence climber video?
Oh yeah, where it jumps across the fence.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right below Patty Gimlin for me. It is the most. I'm going to be having him on too. We're going to go through the Zapruder film. I'm going to go through the Zapruder film with MK Davis, dude. And much love and respect and shout out to MK. He I think he passed a stone today. Poor
Oh
guy.
Lord.
I just seen a message on Facebook. Yeah, that's otherworldly painful. I can't even imagine it. Wow.
Oof.
We have a lot of
Oh,
activity
so
over here on the side, dude. You're ripping it up. I think this theory leads to accurate based on what I've seen in Southeast Oklahoma. Oh, okay. All
so
right.
this is a little look at
Okay.
the
Thank you very
kind of
much,
the
Lee.
area. This area that I'm in, it's full of mountain laurels, and the mountain laurels leaves don't die off; they stay green year round. And this is what they hide in, like the Bigfoot, Dogman,
Year round. Yeah.
whatever else. They hide in it. It's an excellent cover for them to hide.
Yeah, and the laurel, guys, if you it's got little spikes on it. If you guys who don't know, if you're in different parts of the country or different parts of the world, if you ever step on that stuff, you will know, because like the leaves fall off and they dry out. Ooh, because we have it in Maryland too. We have laurel too. When I was hunting as a kid, and we used to go to this place called Sandy Point State Park to go swimming and stuff as a kid, and to cross the road to get to the beach, there was always a laurel tree there, and that shit hurts.
Dude, I'm telling hey, I tell you, Tom, it's untelling how many times you could have walked right by one and you wouldn't even know it.
That's the thing. And I think it's like if they don't want you to see them, they won't let you. And which makes me wonder, what is your blood type?
RH negative. The rare one, the super duper
There it is
rare
again.
one.
The O negative.
The RH.
You're O negative?
RH.
Yeah. Well,
I'm RH.
yeah, but it's RH negative means it's just it's as far as I understand, Pam, you can correct me. We actually did a whole show on this. RH is just like the name of it. Had something to do with I don't know. So,
I don't know.
but you're negative blood, so it could be O negative, B negative, A negative. It could be one of those. But there it is again. Look, Pam, another negative blood type. Everyone with negative blood. Who did I have on? I had on my buddy Neil, and he's an incredible dreamer guy who goes into the dreams and flies around and stuff, and he's seen UFOs and stuff. Also, O negative. Yep. Well, here you go. Here it is right here.
Yeah. All right.
You don't have the RH protein. That's what it means. So you're negative of that protein. So you are something negative. So there it is again. Bingo. Another and that's the thing. Yeah. It's a weird thing. It's a weird thing.
Crazy,
So
man.
didn't you also have a picture of some scratch marks on the tree somewhere?
Yeah. Hang on a second. I'll get those pulled up. Yeah, these are huge, man.
You guys are thinking a little fluffy bear scratch mark. No, this is some predator shit, guys. We don't know. What do you think it is? Look at that.
So there's 5 claw marks there, and from claw to claw, it's over 18 inches. So I mean, its hand is way bigger than this combined. Like, it's insane.
It can also spread them out too. There's no bear.
Well, there's a 60. There's like almost a 6-inch. I can't even remember what the spacing was on that. I can't even remember. I had it written down, but I do remember that from claw to claw, it's 18 inches. I mean, that's huge, man. Like, I could put my hand against it, and like it wouldn't even go to like the middle claw. I don't even want to see what made that.
Yeah. You also made a cast, dude, of a very interesting track. Oh, you can show the track first and then show the cast. Check this out.
Oh, I got the cast right
here. Or
you
can show the cast first. That's fine. Look at that. Look at this, guys.
Let's see. Give me just a second. Got to be easy with her. Well, trying to be easy with it. Well, there we
Can't
go.
really see it because of the.
Yeah, my green screen's screwing it up. Well, kinda. Yeah, there it goes. Yeah, my
Yeah,
green
there it
screen
is.
ain't gonna.
Is that the one with the weird toe?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it's wild looking.
I
Wait,
don't
no,
think
no,
I've ever
no, no,
seen.
no, no, no. They stole that one.
Who's
That
they?
footprint that I sent you, the Bigfoot. They stole it.
They stole what? The
The
cast.
Yeah, they stole the cast. I didn't get that one.
Okay. You're gonna have to go into this story, dude. What happened?
Yeah, yeah. So on December, let me find the exact date that I casted that. So December 12th, 2024, I found this footprint. Um, it was very, very. I can't even show it on here. Correct. I found a very distinct footprint. I casted it, and I got out to my area a little later than what I wanted to, and it was starting to get dark. And as I'm standing there waiting on this cast to harden, I can hear them walking around me. I can hear the bipedal footsteps. And I'm just standing there and I'm like, well, okay. And next thing I know, I could hear them start talking to each other. They're talking in their own little thing. And I'm just standing there and I'm like,
That
okay, I
doesn't
gotta go.
that doesn't freak you out?
No?
What the man? If I ever go out with you, you better make sure we bring about 3 pairs of underwear and some toilet paper.
Well,
Because I
I
don't know if
think
I can. I don't know if you're gonna have to like ease me in. Is there any like ones you can see from the side of the road that we could drive away
no,
with the 396, like like a 396 Chevelle or something like that we can get out of there?
no,
All right, dude.
no, no. But I'm standing there and I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, I got to get out of here. So I started booking it back to the vehicle, and I wasn't looking back or nothing like that, but I could tell by the way that they were talking back and forth to each other. I could tell that one was a little bit bigger, I guess, because it sounded a little deeper than what the other one. So I was thinking that big one was chewing the little one out for leaving the footprint behind. That's what I think was going on.
Okay. I mean,
And
it makes sense
I could,
too because people say. I'm just trying to make people understand why you would think that. You've been in this for like a year now, a little more than a year, like headlong into it. You've had this experience. It seems to be like some people are lightning rods for it, and you're one of them. So people that come with you are like just there, and then when you're with them and you hear these things, did you feel? I'd imagine you feel the intention
oh yeah,
of what they're trying to say. You don't understand them, of course, but you're just like,
yeah.
oh yeah, he's shooing them out. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I mean, literally, because it was blah, 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 and then the other one was blah, 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 blah. And like it was crazy, dude. It was like they were having an argument, dude. And I was right there next to that footprint. I was like, they've got to be arguing about this footprint. I was like, I guarantee you that smaller one left this footprint because it was like 15, 16 inches. And I'm like, I bet he's chewing him out about this. And they're probably wondering, well, how in the world did he get in here without us knowing it? I know it's pretty crazy. And so next thing I know, I come back the next morning and I go to the exact same spot where I was at the night before. And I can see where the footprint was, but they pulled it up and they took it. So that was disheartening.
Also, what I also really enjoy about how you go about your stuff is that you're like, let me get the date right. You look up on your phone, you have a chronological timeline of things that have
Dude, I've
happened,
got it
and
all
you
wrote
write it down, and yeah, dude.
Look, I've got a journal. Like, I've got all this stuff wrote down. I'm about halfway through this journal, dude, with like experiences and encounters and stuff like that.
Yeah, I like
Now,
that. I like that a lot. You're very thorough.
Now, granted, most of it's just experiences. I can count on both hands how many that I've seen. I've seen one, which was from 2020, and then I seen one on December 14th. But I was surrounded by three of them then, but I only
Right.
seen the one. So, and then January 7th with George, we seen Alfalfa. Then, um, it wasn't until June that I seen 3. So that's 6. Um, and then going on to, December, the let's see, no, I seen the little one. I seen the little one in July, so that's 7. And then the one that I seen December 21st with Robert, that's 8. So I've seen 8. Well, 7 from
And
a span of December 7th, 2023 to now. Not minus the one that I seen in
wow,
2020.
that's a that's a lot, man. The people like when they'll question,
Oh yeah,
non-believers, skeptics, people who's been in the woods 40 years and might have seen one, you know, and a lot of this is by chance. But what people don't understand is that when you're a lightning rod to it, like that's what I want to coin my own phrase today. You're a lightning rod for this type of
yeah,
experience. Is that like, for example, Tim from Ohio Bigfoot researchers. He's like, I'm interested in this. I want to go out there. He takes his wife.
mhm.
I talked to them separately. I've had them both on. Tim's video blew up. I got like 3,500 views on it. It's the biggest video I've had. And
Dang.
yeah, so good. It's good for me. Yeah, dude. Tim was great. And he's like, because Tim doesn't drive and Tim doesn't walk so well anymore. And I was like, yeah, we were there walking, kind of mulling around. And, Renee was like, what's that over there? And he's like, or he's seen, I can't remember exact details of it. And he's like, he sees one on the first day. Then he sees footprints on the first day. They move a tree on him on the first day. And people just will shake their heads in derision and be like, yeah, and like talk down to people like that. But the thing is that these are people's actual experiences, dude. It's like, when someone says that, they run across the Archangel Gabriel or Michael or something like this, you're going to have to take it at face value. That's their experiences. The way I experience God is different from the way that everyone else experiences God. It's a personal thing. You understand what I'm saying? So, like, why, if you believe in God and then at the same time you don't believe in, someone having a Bigfoot encounter, well,
Yeah,
which one is better than the other? They're both the same. They're
yep,
personal, and
yep.
that's why, like, okay, I have a few people who have offered me to go, and I'm sure with me as well. And you guys are a little rough and rugged. 10 miles is a lot for. I'm 40. I'll be 45 next month, dude. And I do smoke a bit, but I could still do it. I got to get myself in shape. I have a former army. I mean, I can bit, but I'd love to go out with, like, with you guys. That
Oh
would be
yeah,
cool.
yeah, absolutely. We got
I'm
to make
flying
that
to
happen.
Knoxville, wherever the hell you are out that way, and I would do that, but it's gonna be a minute because old Tom is not doing too well here in Mexico when it comes financially. But I will eventually make my way up there.
Yeah, we'll make it happen. We'll make it happen. I'm trying to keep up with the comments.
Oh, we're gonna
Like
make it happen.
every.
Oh, I just go ahead, cross your fingers for this. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was scrolling through the comments. I
I
had
think
to
people have
catch up.
different abilities, like to have the paranormal things. Exactly. Yeah, no worries. Brooks, absolutely true. I think people have different abilities. And some people have the
Oh yeah.
ability, like Michael Jordan, to jump 50, have a 50-foot vertical, 50-inch, and fly through the air. Some people have the ability to dive underwater, free dive,
Can
climb
you
up walls. People have different abilities. Yeah. What's up?
pull up
We have a question. You want the
James's?
question here?
Yeah, James. He asked a question. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
Yeah, here you go.
I don't do
Harley,
all night.
do you ever do an all-night investigation in these areas? I'm not. I'm sure the activity picks up after dark.
I don't do all night. I'll stay out till maybe 1 or 2 o'clock. I've learned that they typically holler and talk to each other, yelling, screaming, doing whatever in the hours of like 9 to 12. But that doesn't mean that the orbs and all that stuff won't do it, because the orbs in that place, they are all night long going through that place. I mean, I've even seen UFOs in there. standing right there in this area. And
Hey, look who it is, buddy. Look who it
oh
is.
my gosh, it's
What
Roger.
the hell's it? Roger from Squatch and Holler. What's up, bro? What's up, dude? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. That's my buddy, man. That guy is awesome. Go check out Robert's channel. He is incredible. Yeah. So you didn't even tell me about orbs, dude. You always like, there's so many things happening that you kind of, what are you seeing in orbs? Look on. Who's this? Hello. Welcome to the show.
I think there's a connection between them and the Bigfoot. I ultimately think, you have too many eyewitness accounts of orbs and Bigfoot being seen together. So I ultimately think that there is a connection there, whether it be that the orbs are Bigfoot and their reality, we just see them as orbs, so to speak. It's a whole rabbit hole to go down, but from what I think, I think that their spirit, there's some kind of spiritual type being nonetheless, but from what I think, I think that they're descendants from the Nephilim, which are called the Eliud.
Oh, no. Yes.
So, they're tied in with that, and they have some of them will have more angelic DNA, so to speak, so they can use portals or whatever, they can harness the earth's energy, then they can just do whatever, essentially, and I didn't really buy into the woo at first, and now here I am. I'm a firm believer that the Bible puts everything right in front of your eyes, and you just have to be willing to look into it and accept it.
There's something to it, dude. Everyone has their own. No one's right and no one's wrong in this, and that's the thing. Mm-hmm. It's okay to be. Your beliefs are fine. I'm fine with that. I don't know what it is. I haven't seen these creatures. I've talked to many people who've had experiences. Some people think they're this. Some people think they're descendants or something, this and that and the other. But the thing is that there is no wrong answers. This is why these shows exist. People are interested in the topic, and more people are having the experiences. And while I'm at it, right after this, guys, at the 8:15 Eastern time, you can catch Magical Journey show. It's coming up right after mine. Do not leave YouTube. He will be having on a minister of deliverance, Thomas Jones, the woke prophet, will be on his show with Magical. So go ahead and check that out, guys. Right up after this show. So we also do not just see my buddy over here, Chris Kramer. Hey, what's up, Chris? He has a lot of mind speak with them. He's in Arizona, and he's had incredible encounters as well. I think we missed each other. He was down here, but it just didn't work out. I think I contacted him. He got busy. Yeah, go ahead, buddy.
I can't remember. I lost complete train of thought. I was going to say something. I don't even remember what I was going to say. Oh yeah, Roger. If you're still in here, are you going to be at the Smoky Mountain Bigfoot Festival?
Roger. No problem. Anytime, magical. We're building ourselves we're making ourselves a little bit of a cool team over here of good-hearted, like-minded, open-minded, not like-minded in the sense that we're open-minded people. And that's what I'm looking forward to. Thanks for joining us, Brooks. Have a great weekend. Thanks for coming on, Brooks.
Oh, well, hopefully
Bible's
you can
right.
make it. It's
Spiders.
May
Spiders.
3rd.
Oh.
It's May 3rd.
Oh, maybe I'll be. Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah. Well, much love out to Roger's going in for a hip surgery. I think he told me on the 5th.
Yeah, he put it.
He might be healed by then.
Townsend, May 3rd. I'll be there speaking. So I'm really excited about that. So if y'all can make it May 3rd.
Yeah, I think Roger's close by. Yeah, Roger's like just north of Alabama. He's like right on the border there. So he's real close to Jim. I forgot to mention Jim from Jim Fisher's The Night Watch. Jim, they're like he's right there in Alabama, and then you have Roger, and then I know that my buddy what's his face is his name's right. Metal is right outside of I think an hour away from outside of Nashville area. Like that whole little area of the southern part of the thing there of the Appalachian Mountains, dude. Is that in Gatlinburg? Everyone's asking.
No, it's in Townsend. It's in
Yeah,
Townsend.
it's in Townsend. There you go, Magical. It's in Townsend. Go over there, Magical. Go over there and bring a booth. Take my T-shirt when you go, dude.
I think they've
Take my
already
T-shirt
closed the
when you
booth.
go.
I think
Tom's down here in
they filled
Mexico.
up. I think they filled up with vendors already. I think they paid a post the other day saying that they were the
Oh
last
yeah,
day
you got to pay.
for
That's
vendors.
right. You got to pay for.
So I got to get
a
I
booth.
got to get my hind end in gear. This would be my first ever speaking gig, so I'm
What do you guys?
excited
Okay,
about
when you
that.
go to one of these festivals, what happens? Is like speakers and events, or what happens?
Oh yeah. There's gonna be speakers. There's gonna have inflatable houses, all kinds of stuff, man. It's gonna be awesome. They're gonna have like a Bigfoot howling competition and all kinds of stuff. So I'm excited about that. And
Bigfoot howling competition.
yeah. They're gonna do all kinds of crazy stuff.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, I would win that one because I'm a death metal singer.
Man. Yeah, but
yeah. If you guys ever get a chance, go over and check out my band. Check out my band Lamera or Inertia, and you'll go and see what Tom. I was. Oh, this is 10 years ago, but I could still do it. I just got to warm up the old tube neck. But I would win that competition. I actually was pretty good at it.
Oh man, it's going to be awesome, man. I'm just honored and blessed to do what I do, and I wouldn't be where I'm at today if it wasn't for Scott Carpenter, because I kind of picked up where he left off, because I didn't know what I was doing, and I didn't know anything about this, and I looked at Bigfoot research in East Tennessee, and his name popped up, and unfortunately he had passed away. But I'm very thankful for the Lord for putting His Son into my life, Travis O.T. Carp. I wouldn't be where I'm at today if I hadn't learned from Scott Carpenter. And all the glory is to Him and God on this. And I'm just very, very fortunate and blessed to do this, and I love it. I love doing this.
Where was Yeah, dude. I that's why you're on, buddy. This is my show. I want people to do whatever it is that they love to do. And if your passion turns into something that you can be able to support your family, that's great. But at the same time, it doesn't matter because it's your passion. And that's what I want people to do. Now, my question is, where did Scott, where was, in which area, which state did Scott Carpenter do his research at? I don't know this.
Right here in East Tennessee. All of East Tennessee.
Oh, so it's. Oh, okay, man.
And
you weren't even there. I think you lived in a different part, didn't you? Didn't you live in a different area?
I lived a little bit north of Knoxville. I lived in a place called Jacksboro, but now I live in a place called Newport. So I'm still right around the same general area. So I mean, it's all Appalachia right in through here. So it's home, man. And like these mountains are so ancient and shrouded in mystery, and it's excellent places with anything to hide.
Don't get me into the Appalachians, man. You want to talk about witches and old curses and large owls and all that stuff. The Appalachians are spooky as hell. They went up and down and up and down, and now they're eroded. They're like one of the oldest mountain chains in the entire world. And people think just because it's on the East Coast that there is no secluded areas in it. It's not true. I used to live in Pennsylvania in a small town of 300 people in a place called Mapleton, Pennsylvania. It's outside of Mount Union for those looking on the map. And that place is in the middle of nowhere, dude. And that's in Pennsylvania because, you got Pittsburgh on one side and you got Philly on the other. But in the middle, there's nothing, dude. And I know the farther south you go, the more rugged it becomes, the more there's like parts in North Carolina where it's like even a rainforest. You know what I mean? It's a very beautiful place. And the thing is like, I'd imagine being a man of God and a person who enjoys nature, just getting out there alone and reconnecting with the earth and that connection with God and spirit and love and life.
Amazing.
That is more than enough for you. This Bigfoot stuff is just like a little add-on. You get to go to the country you love, go into the woods that you love, and be like with your ancestors and all that stuff. It's a lot more. It's like a spiritual thing as well. And I think that it also drives you too.
Oh yeah. Oh man, Cades Cove. Oh, that place is insane. There's a lot of stuff in that.
Where's this at?
It's in the Great
Where's
Smoky
Cades
Mountains
Cove?
National Park. It's about an hour from Gatlinburg, 45 minutes to an hour from Gatlinburg. It's right up, it's on the top of the mountain kind of. This is one of the most notorious places from a missing 411, the Dennis Martin case, if you're not familiar with that one. That's where Dennis Martin had went missing. So apparently there's Bigfoot up there, there's Dogman up there. Tim Deals, he's seen a Bigfoot in Cades Cove. So as feral people too, and for people that don't believe in the feral people, let me tell you, they're real. Feral people are very real.
What's
And
the
they're
feral
not to be,
people?
they're just wild people that live off the grid, and they live wild. So
We used to call them. What's another word for that? What's another word for people who do that? There's another word for those people. I can't think of the name of it. It just I can't think we used to call them. Not squatters. Another word for it. That's funny. Squatters and squatchers. That's very close together.
yeah, I tell you, it was in August, I believe. The girls' dad, he was out fishing, and it's not too far from my research area. He was fishing for trout,
Okay.
and he's standing there, and he has a feeling he's being watched. He turns around, and he looks, and he sees this person, butt naked, and he's crouched down next to the tree watching him. And he moves further down a creek away from this person, and he sets up to start fishing in this new spot. And he has a feeling he's being watched again. And he turns around, and there it is right behind him. And it's got one of its arms behind its back, and it's standing there looking at it. He says, just just a naked person, real mangy looking, had real matted looking hair. And he was just standing there looking at him with one of its arms behind its back. And he said, next thing he knowed, it threw down a big rock, and it took off running. And he said he took off running too. And like I was the first person he told, and like he was genuinely scared.
Ooh, Sean Collins wrote crawlers, man. If
Nah,
anybody out there
nah,
sees
nah.
this and you got a crawlers encounter or a crawler sighting or a story about crawlers or you know somebody about
Ooh.
crawlers, please hit me up. I want to hear about crawlers. I also want to hear about puckwudgies. I've never heard about the feral people. If anybody has stories about the feral people, contact me at
Dude,
the
I'm
Eye of
telling you,
Jupiter podcast at gmail.com. I would love to hear that.
them feral
Hi,
people are
Sean. Welcome
wild,
to the
man.
show.
I actually, my stepdaughter's dad knows somebody that has a video of a feral person. He was at his barn, and next thing he knows, that feral person is running across the field. And I've been trying to get a hold of this guy that has the video, and he won't message me back. But there's another
Maybe you can write me in
instance.
private. I'll write them. I'll write the dude.
There's another instance, and this happened not too far from where I research. There's a water tower at the top of the mountain in the national park. There's a park ranger that went hiking up to check on this water tower to do his routine maintenance, and he's on his way back down. And actually, he's on his way up. He was on his way up, and he heard these people come running. They were running out, and they were scared. And he was asking them what was going on. They told him that the first night they set up camp, they heard what sounded like people walking around outside and talking and all this stuff. And they come out the next morning, and they noticed that some of their stuff was missing. And the next night it happened again, and they noticed that more of their stuff was missing. And then the next morning came, and they got out of there. And the park ranger told them, just keep going down the trail, get out of here, go on. So he gets to the water tower, finishes his maintenance or whatnot, and he starts working his way back. And as he's working his way back towards his truck, he just starts to get this uneasy feeling. He's looking around, he's hearing noises and all this stuff. And he gets to this little off trail from the main trail that leads to the area where he's got his truck parked, and he's working his way down this trail. And as he's getting to where he can start to see his truck, he notices something's off. And he sees that his truck door's open and what looks like somebody inside. And as he starts to work his way down through there, and he's starting to look. He can tell that there is somebody in his truck, and he didn't know what they were. He didn't know if they were cracked out on meth or dope or what. So he works his way around to come from the back side of the truck to sneak up. And he's got his hand on his firearm, and he's easing his way up through there. And he announces himself. He says, "Park ranger." Next thing he knows, all in one motion, this feral person comes out of the truck, pushes him down on the ground, and takes off into the woods. And he's radioing over for backup and all this stuff. And the manager or whatever, higher up, told him, "Don't go chasing after it." And well, what does he do? He goes chasing after it. And he's going into the woods. He can hear it, and it's starting to get darker, and he's still trying to keep up pace with it. And it gets to where it's away from him, but he's on his way back to the truck, and he can hear more footsteps, so more than one, and they're all trying to surround him. And he's
sounds like an episode of Law.
He's getting back to the truck, and he gets in the truck, closes the door, and he had to make like a 3-point turn. Well, as he comes to make the last turn, he sees 6 of these feral people standing in his headlights, and he books it out of there. And he meets up with his higher up, and he's talking, and he asked them, "What all did they take?" And he said, "Nothing, just my food and stuff." And he's like, "If you tell anybody what you've seen, we will not take any credit for you. We will not take any accountability. We'll just tell everybody that you're full of shit and you'll lose your job." And initially, what they told him before, like he was before all this had happened, he was talking with the higher up. He said that you don't need to dismiss cases of Bigfoot, dogmen, feral people, or any other strange creatures, beings, entities in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. You can't dismiss all cases.
There's a little bit of evidence of things being suppressed. I wonder why. I remember you were telling me that certain entities were kind of involving themselves into your existence. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Is still going on?
You cut out.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Ain't that great? That means you're on to something. I was telling you too. Yeah, I was asking if there were certain entities that we were talking about that were kind of involving themselves into your life at a certain level, a certain
they've died
thing
off.
that was happening. Is that still happening?
It's died off a little bit.
Good.
But here is a strange part. So the area where I seen the dog man January 29th of last year, that area was always open. It was always open. They never had the road closed or anything like that. So from December 7th, 2023 till after Thanksgiving of 2024, that road was open, and I could get up to that place and hike. It's not open right now because they're doing quote unquote road work when there's literally brand new asphalt and lines on the road, and they have the roads blocked off because they're doing quote unquote road work.
Wow.
So
it's a very strange mystery, man. It's such a strange mystery about what's going out in these places. People disappearing, feral people. I haven't heard of that yet. We used to call them. Now I remember it started with an H. It was in my mind. What do they call those? Hermits.
Yeah,
you've heard of hermits, but this is something different, right?
Yeah, there's something different. Yes. They're not just
okay.
They don't wear clothes or nothing like that. Yeah, they don't wear clothes or nothing like that.
Okay, so they're kind of like so it would be something like you would find like in the Amazon rainforest, kind of.
Kind of, yeah. Yeah, they're literally just wild people. And they are a possible explanation for the missing 411 in Appalachia.
Wow. There you go, dropping bombs. That one surprised me and shocked me. That makes a lot of sense.
Well, they're cannibalistic.
So, dude, thank you so much for going on. Yeah, I've heard of that too. I don't want to say that we shouldn't say that word on YouTube. They are cannibalistic. They are minimalistic. I'm trying to cover this up. You can't mess with me, you freaking AI. So I gotta. Yeah, I can come on. I can jump on with you. He got a last minute cancellation. I don't know if Harley has time.
Huh?
But I can jump on with your magic for a second if you need. If
Yeah,
need be.
yeah, let's do it.
He's asking if.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's
Okay,
do it.
just let me go ahead and go to the bathroom. Okay, we'll get up off of here so you can catch us over on Magical Journey show. He had on Magical Journey. He's right up after this, dude. One more time on this show. Do me a favor, promote your show so people can check out your research and go ahead and maybe support. Go to his channel, like, subscribe. Go ahead and become a member. I'm sure there's other things you can do. Go and help out Harley so that he can do this full time. We need somebody like him with his heart, his soul, and his ambition to be out there as the eyes and ears for the rest of us who are stuck in these cities and foreign countries.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, y'all can find me at Bigfoot Reports and Data. It's the and symbol on all social media platforms: Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, X. I mean, just YouTube. I mean, all this. I mean, Pamela, thank you so much for the links. Y'all just click those links and you can find my YouTube channel, and you can go through all those links on there to find my other platforms. I make it super easy for y'all. So you just go through, hit the links, and it'll take you to all my platforms. Just got to make it easy on everybody.
Yeah, I don't know if I grabbed them and put them in this episode. I've been so busy. Oh God! If anyway, guys, just type in Bigfoot Data and Reports in Facebook, and you will find it. He's also over on TikTok. Pam is the best moderator in the business.
Yes.
And I still don't know why she chose me, but I'm so very grateful. Pam is awesome. She supports me in many different ways, guys. Like I said, guys, super chats are open. You don't have to do it this time, but maybe. Yeah, she's the best, dude. She's the best. I could talk to her about anything. I'd be like, Pam, my toe hurts. All right, baby, talk to me. Call me. Let's talk. She's that kind of person. Here's Harley's email guy. If you want to maybe connect with him, talk with him. Yeah. And dude, thank you so very much, man. We will, every once in a while you come on the show. It's always a hoot and a holler, dude. I appreciate it so very much.
Dude, I love it.
Don't let those crabs in the bucket try to bring you down, dude. They are in the bucket. You are outside the bucket. You are aware of the bucket. You know what I told you before the show, man. I love you, brother.
Yes,
you take care of yourself.
I love you too, brother. I love you too. I'd hug you and just bring it in.
We'll do a screen. Yeah. All right. Okay, guys, that's Harley. If you guys want to go ahead and remember, like and subscribe to the channel. This is the Eye Jupiter. We are the Eye. We are aware. And I love you all.